Hello everyone. Welcome back to my Commander review videos for Magic the Gathering. We're doing a wonky one today, and as you can see, it is a hot mess on my screen. I was making a tier list. I was using a slide spreadsheet to kind of help get that organized, and I am definitely making and have already made changes to my spreadsheet of how I want this to be viewed in the future. I'm going to try and be able to fit it on one screen in the future, but today we are going to do a quick overview of my tier list for the Legends set in Magic the Gathering. And I've done my tier list thusly, and I've already made changes to it, like I said, for the next set, because I didn't exactly know how specific I wanted to be with this tier list. So this first one is very much a hot mess, and there's a lot of cards in the F row, and so like it looks really bad, but it's not as bad as I think it would have been with my new setup. But here's how I'm doing my tier lists. All right, and this is gonna be how I do it for all of my tier lists, but my other tier lists that I'm making are already like more appropriate to specificities. Most people do tier lists based on the power level of the commander or whatever card they're talking about. I did not want to make a power level tier list because, again, those are already all over the place, all out there. Every time there's a set that comes out, there's a tier list that follows, and everyone tier lists the cards based on how they feel, the power or cool level of the card. And so for me, since one of the things I focus on in my Commander review videos is the rules of the card and the unique deck ideas around the card, I decided that I want to do my tier lists based around how many different deck ideas you can build with that commander. How creative can this commander be? And so I'm making these videos to give a baseline of where I feel like these commanders are, and then the point and the purpose of these videos is that you guys can either expound upon those ideas and explore them and build fun, creative decks, or more importantly, you guys will be able to help fill in commanders that need some love. Maybe there's commanders that I put in F that there are more deck ideas for that I couldn't find or that I couldn't think of. And so this is meant to be a creative outlet for all of us, that we can communicate and talk about fun deck ideas, crazy interactions with cards, unique niche strategies that aren't really played with a whole lot. And so this tier list is based on the number of decks, different types of decks that you can build with this commander. Now, I tried to be as thorough as I could with this first set that I reviewed. And so how I did it is, as you see it, I'm going to scroll up here. Nope, wrong one. I'm going to scroll up here. You can see my mouse. So I have S. Oh, that's the baseline right there, with the changes. So I have S, A, B, C, D, F, and V. S decks are anything that can have 9 or more. I'll use the current one as a reference. So my face is blocking it right now. You can't see this, but an S rank commander is a commander that either baseline EDH Rec, these are all the different deck ideas that they have, plus any unique ideas that I found or thought of, plus maybe some creature type synergies that weren't already on EDH Rec. Alright, so the total number of those deck combinations. So starting at S tier for this set was any deck that had 10 or more concepts to it. And then going down the list is just dropping one below that. So 9 ideas for A, 8 ideas for B, 7 for C, 6 for D, and then 5 or less deck ideas for F. And then at the bottom, I'll scroll here. V, and I'll scroll back so you can actually see it. So the V tier at the bottom is anything that is vanilla. And vanilla gets their own row because there is no specific, besides creature type, there is no specific guideline to push you towards anything. So no restrictions and no supports. You can go anywhere you want. There's no guidelines to push you in any direction, and there's no restrictions. Build anything in these colors. So vanilla creatures get their own row. So anything that was vanilla in this set, boom, there it is for you to see. And then, unfortunately, the F tier has a lot of cards in it. Ooh, I'm dropping things. Ugh, the F tier has a lot of cards in it. Again, I changed this in the Ice Age set review that I'll be getting to very soon here. But a lot of love was needed for these legend cards, and so a lot of them did end up in F, mostly because aside from like creature type support for these cards, the deck ideas, I just couldn't find a lot of unique ideas, and no one played with these commanders all that much, so EDH Rec had no commander build ideas outside of what they naturally do. So unfortunately, there's a lot of cards in F. The majority of the set is down in F, and that again is just because, one, I didn't figure out what the lowest, the floor of deck ideas was. In Ice Age, that floor bumps up a little bit, so there will be less cards in F starting from here on out. But a lot of these cards, they aren't played with a whole lot, unfortunately, and I think that's why they ended up so low. Because no one's playing with them, no one's utilizing like unique card synergies, and unfortunately, for some of them, they just don't have card synergies. They're too generic to have any unique fun synergies with. Things like Ayesha Teneki has a really cool counter ability to counter the abilities of artifacts in play, but it's so niche and so specific that like it's hard to build a deck around that. You can do it, but it's very hard, and so like finding unique deck ideas for some of these creatures was a little difficult outside of like Voltron, the creature types, and then of course whatever it does. Gabriel Angelfire was great because Gabriel Angelfire has a lot of love in Selesnya for angels. You can do some crazy Voltron luring builds, but there wasn't really anything else that like deviated from those very obvious homes that felt unique and separated from everything else that was already there. So unfortunately, a lot of cards in F. 3 cards in D. Dakon Blackblade, Gwendolyn DeCourcy, which was a video I know a lot of you guys watched, so thank you. Is that Johan on there as well? I believe that's Johan. Whoop. Oh, I passed it. Yeah, Johan. Johan, another video I know you guys watched. Thank you for watching that. C also had 3 cards in it. Arcades Sabath. Oh my goodness, what is their names? We're gonna zoom in here. Hazazon Tamar, Robinia Soulsinger, also great cards. And then let's just scroll on up. Nothing in B, nothing in A. Again, in the future, all these cards will bump up. All of this would have bumped up 1 row. So this is actually B tier, C tier, and then about half the cards in the F tier would have gone up to D tier, based on the numbers. Vanilla, all the vanilla creatures still stay at vanilla. S tier. Oh, that's back to my pre-list. Get that to fit so my camera's not blocking it entirely. S tier, these were all commanders that either had 10 or more ideas or themes that you could build around. And again, I really tried to pick themes that weren't like the same. There's like aristocrat, and then there's aristocrat tokens. But the problem with aristocrat and aristocrat tokens is like they're almost the exact same with very few deviation, you know? So I tried not to talk about overlapping mechanics, which, to bring that up, one of the ones that I loved, and I think this actually would have changed their scoring, is Tor. Where are you, Tor? Tor Wayuki. Where did you end up, Tor? Vivictus Asmati. Tucknir. Where's Tor? Uh-oh, did I mess up? Am I missing a guy? Oh, that would be hilarious. Am I missing someone? Tor, where are you? Oh! Wait, how did Tor end up in the vanilla? What the world? That's an error. That's a big error. That's hilarious. I don't know how that happened. Let's move you over. Tor was one that I wanted to clarify, and I kind of talked about this in Tor's video. I don't know why Tor's down there. Tor should be much higher based on that video. Tor is a human archer. There's two. Where's my camera? Sorry, I'm looking at the card, but I'm also trying to talk to you guys. Human archer. Goad deck. Let me see. Let me pull him up real quick. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? It's getting lost in this house. I found Tor, and I don't know why Tor is in that wrong spot. I don't know why he ended up in vanilla. I think I just was not paying attention. But Tor, based on what I'm seeing here on EDH Rec and what I did on my own research, Tor would actually be human archer. This will kind of show you guys my process. Human archer. EDH Rec didn't really have any ideas beyond what he does, so nothing there. And then in his video, we talked about. Oh goodness, what did we talk about? What was that card that synergized with him? Boop. Gonna find it. Ah, right. The destroy, the deal damage, destroy creatures build with like you are already dead. Then there was the goad. Ooh, the goad deck idea that I found, or that I'm doing. Death touch, and then Monarch Initiative and the Crown of Doom. So with that's why I wanted to talk about Tor. Was I don't like the overlapping idea of like aristocrat, token aristocrat, but they're like the exact same thing. They have the exact same cards to win the game, with the change of like some cards just reanimate themselves and some cards make a bunch of tokens. Like, if that's the only difference, but you're winning the game with the exact same aristocrat cards, to me that's kind of like the same deck. So, however, with Tor Wayuki, I did a lot of goading, forced combat strategies. The difference is that with Tor, you could do a goading deck and have all cards that associate with goading and have one completely unique deck with its own unique goading cards. Then you could have the similar strategy of like everyone fighting themselves, but you have all Monarch cards and have the Monarch mechanic with its own unique cards. Same with Initiative. You could do an entire Initiative deck which is all about everyone fighting each other, but every card is different from the other 2 deck ideas. That is one that I count as a separate deck idea. So Tor, I don't know how it ended up in vanilla, but Tor is actually Human Archer. We're going to do this one more time. Human Archer, the like destroy things that were dealt damage deck, Death Touch Tribal, Goading. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to get my hand in the camera. Perspectives are thrown off. Goading, Monarch, Initiative. I won't count the Jinxed Idol Crown of Doom deck just because that by itself is not a lot of cards. You couldn't really build a whole deck with that. But that's 7 ideas right there. So Tor actually belongs higher up. Come here, Tor. So what are we doing here? We got 5, 6, 7. So Tor actually goes up here. Wow. Okay. So again, this first tier list is a little bit of a hot mess. There we go. Let's make this back to size. Yeah, this first tier list is a hot mess. Trying to get all this figured out for you guys. But that is my tier list right now. Everything will pretty much shift up a level due to my current thing. So my S tier commanders are Adun Oakenshield, Angus Mackenzie, Nicol Bolas, and Zyra Arian. And that is mostly because it is so popular. Everyone plays with those 4 commanders so much that EDH Rec has 9 to 10 different deck ideas on it, plus any of the unique strategies that I found or that I created. Excuse me. So on and so forth. So those obviously would stay at S tier. The A tier would actually be Tor Wayuki with my new tier list. We can actually move these up. Yeah, Tor Wayuki would actually be A. Arcades, Hazazon, Rubinia would all be B's. Dakin, Gwendolyn, and Johar would all be C. And then about half the F tier would be D. And the other half would still be F. Just because they're not really played a lot. They need some love. And then vanilla. There's a lot of vanilla creatures in this set. But that is my tier list. I'm going to zoom this out to fit. That is my tier list. A bit of a mess, unfortunately, and I do apologize for that. But as we continue to make more videos, as I am continuing to improve these tier lists and how everything looks, and making things more streamlined, I'm going to make these look better for you guys in the future. That is what we're looking at. This is the end of the Legends set, by the way. I've already started making videos for the Ice Age set, which is next, and I've started the tier list for that. So stay tuned for that. Again, I'm going to be working on making the tier list videos better for future sets. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see with these tier list videos. This one is a lot longer than the others that I'm going to make because I was explaining my process. I'll do a more clean recap version of that in the next set, so on and so forth. And let me know if there's anything I missed. Like Tor. I don't know how Tor ended up in the vanilla row, but Tor ended up in the vanilla row for some reason. My goal is to keep these videos short, just like the actual Commander review videos are. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about each individual card in the future, especially because some of the sets that are coming out nowadays, there are commanders that equal the number of days in the year. So that's a lot of stuff to talk about. So I'm going to try and keep these short in the future. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all of your support, for helping this channel grow, for growing this community. I hope we can have a lot of fun sharing experiences, sharing crazy deck ideas, and if you guys want to see more Magic the Gathering content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when more videos come out, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!